me now. I'm seeing you policing everybody.
I think for the next 10-15 minutes, we were just crying. For her fashion is Malaika. Whenever the heroine or the main actress walks in the first time, everything else goes blur in the room. Harnaz has that sort of a quality.
Priyanka Chopra is so different looking from Lara Datta at a time where India was still talking about fair skin. Both Dusky Girls won internationally.
Can we name the actress?
Lady Gaga. No.
Bharat is saying, can you say? Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Emma Stone.
Styled by
the fashion director who has styled our very gorgeous Miss Universe 2021, Harnaz Sandhu, is here. Here is Mr. Bharat Gupta, who styled a lot of pageants, and he's so well versed with this universe. Now he's from Miss World, Miss India. How many pageants he's trained, guided, mentored, and now after 21 long years, we've won this crown for India. How do you feel, Bharat? How do you feel getting it for us?
Hi Harshita, thank you for the lovely introduction. I think in another lifetime I'll take part in a Miss India as well trained as I already am, but another life. I feel very, very good. I feel very happy, and it was a privilege, quite honestly, to style someone who is representing India at Miss Universe. It is a very well recognized global pageant. And I was blessed with a lovely girl to style, Harnaz, who's done exceptionally well. So, of course, it's a very proud moment for everyone in the country.
What was your first reaction when you heard that, she's won the title? How did you react?
So the moment India got announced, it was almost like all of us won. And instantaneously, it was a reflex. All of us just started crying. And I think for the next 10-15 minutes, we were just crying. It was really sweet, also out of excitement and a lot of love for Harnaz.
Who did you call first when you got this news? And I'm sure you were excited. And who was the first person, go-to person for you?
To be very honest, my parents and my sister. My family was the first people that I called.
True. You've said in a lot of interviews, that you come from Delhi and then you came and started pursuing your dreams a decade ago. Right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been a while you've been here. How easy was it for you or hard was it? Did everything fall in place? And I'm sure you had your struggle. What was it like?
So, it's a very mixed journey. I've done a lot. After school, I did economics honors from Delhi University. And then I moved to Bombay to do a master's in journalism and public relations. And at the same time, I was dancing with Shamak Dabur. So I was a part of his dance company. I was performing and I was, doing shows with him, taking classes and all of that. And because I had a background in journalism and PR, that's when Shamak started involving me in public relations for him. So that's how the move to Bombay had happened. And, there's one very funny story. I've actually performed at Miss India as a part of Shamak's troupe as a backup dancer in 2015. So I remember Jacqueline, Kareena and Shahid had performed, and I was a part of the troupe that performed, these celebrity performances that happened during Miss India. So I performed there, and from there on to then come around, become a stylist for Miss India and then Miss Universe. So it's quite a 360 journey over there. So Shamak helped a lot in this part because we did, while I was with him, he did Rabne Banadi Jodi. We did a lot of IFA awards, Filmfare awards and other shows. I would always take a keen interest in the costume department also. So that is where, that whole little finesse and little knowledge also started coming in. And then one thing led to another, which got me here.
As a child, did you have a fashion icon you wanted to follow or you wanted to? You in an interview, you also said, your family, right now also you just rightly pointed out, your family comes from a very professional background with a strong sense of fashion. So I'm sure you must have had some role model in your family, outside of your family. Who is it for you? Who is the driving force behind this?
So I'll tell you what, there are two major ones. One, in terms of celebrities that everyone knows, and she still continues to be iconic for her fashion, is Malaika. I remember I was young and I was in school and Chaya Chaya had come, which was the first video. And, she broke norms in a lot of ways. Malaika is not very tall. Models were expected to be tall at the time. Malaika is not fair. So she broke that norm at a time, where everything was about beauty, fair is beautiful and all. And she came as a wheatish girl who did so well. So I think like she broke those norms and she looked so good and she changed the face of what beauty was perceived in India. And the second one is my sister. So she's always been very she's had like a fat to fit story, and she's very fashion inclined, and she's been my role model in that sense. So a lot of knowledge comes from there.
Is it? I mean, of course, Malaika, yeah, she just drops jaws wherever she goes now. Story that you just, this little story about breaking stereotype, it's in its way, it's so inspiring, and it says a lot about you, you know, like it doesn't restrict you as a stylist, you know, you are open to a lot of things, accepting a lot of things, and that's how probably you've grown as a stylist, and today you are where you are, and people look up to you for what you are. Talking about Harnaaz again, while you talk about Diva, what made her stand out from other divas while styling her? How was she different from the others that you've styled?
You know, you watch these movies, these rom-coms, or you watch these like classic movies, and whenever the heroine or the main actress walks in the first time, everything else goes blur in the room. Harnaaz has that sort of a quality. She still continues to be iconic for her fashion. Is Malaika come in and then everything else sort of goes blur. Also, Harnaaz had a very, very tough batch.
She's very, very focused. When you're in a, you know, when you're that young and when you're with a bunch of young girls who are striving to sort of find their footing, it's very easy to get swayed. But she was very focused when she would come into fittings, when she would, you know, come in for shoots. She knew her goal. She was very well prepared, even at a young age. She knew her angles well. If you directed her, she knew exactly how to change her body stance, her body language. There was a lot of, she used to feed a lot of the energy of what the photographer and the director is telling her. And I think that goes a very, very long way. The most important thing is that she's fearless. She never shied away from trying anything different. She took on everything, and it was like she was playing different characters. You know, I've said this before also, that, you know, you give her a gown, she becomes graceful. She becomes angelic, almost Cinderella-like. You know, you give her a lehenga, she becomes coy, she becomes pretty. You give her a pantsuit, she becomes powerful. So, you know, even if you see all the videos and reels that we've created and posted, you can literally see it's different aspects of her personality that come through everything that she wears. So, and she never said that, you know, I don't think I'll look good in this. She just completely trusted me as a fashion director. If I said, no, Harnaaz, let's not put this outfit in your wardrobe, she'd be like, whatever you say, I'll do that. Very, very receptive to the process of learning and knowledge and understanding.
Well said. She derives a very mature vibe for a 21-year-old, you know. So she's just 21, and the kind of grace with maturity that she exudes, no, it's something else. It's, I don't know how much it comes from you, but today on internet is crediting Harnaaz for her pretty face. I don't know if you've read this news. It's everywhere, and they're saying they're crediting her pretty face for the win, and to which Harnaaz has also responded. Of course, we all know that beauty standards for pageantry are really high. Would you like to add on to the effort that goes in? I mean, you know, just to back this thing, you know, what is the kind of hard work that goes in when it comes to audiences, for audiences who are watching it?
See, I'll tell you what, today we're becoming very inclusive in our idea of beauty, right? There is no one particular standard of beauty. Therefore, and pageants are the best example of it, because Aishwarya Rai is so different looking from Sushmita Sen, yet both won. Priyanka Chopra is so different looking from Lara Datta at a time where India was still talking about fair skin. Both dusky girls won internationally, and they are the ones who became spokespersons for breaking norm of fair skin is acceptable. You know, so, and they all come from different backgrounds. Manushi was a doctor, aspiring to be a doctor. So was Meenakshi. You know, they all come with their own core set of dreams. And this is an allied dream that sort of pushes their messaging forward. In terms of hard work, of course there is. You know, there is no denying that a pageant is a beauty pageant. The premise of it is beauty, but beauty again is subjective. What you may find beautiful, I may not. What I may find beautiful, you may question. But that does not mean that a certain person is not beautiful. And in no way is it trying to portray that this is the only quintessential type of beauty that there should be. Therefore, each year a very different girl from a different country ends up winning. You know, from training in diction to grooming to wardrobe, fitness, nutrition, vocation, talent, runway walking, skincare, hair care. All of these sessions she would go through day in and day out. And every year the girl has a longer sort of period between her national victory to the international pageant. This time, because of the circumstances that we've gone through, Harnaaz had only probably a month to prepare. So she had a shorter span to pack in more stuff and do more within those 24 hours. So her day would begin probably at 6:30 in the morning, and she would be, I have done fittings with her at 11:30 at night also. So there is a lot to do, and it preps you, right? Priyanka Chopra's starting point was Femina Miss India. And that is what she has used as a leverage to become a spokesperson for different things along with acting. So no way does beauty sort of pull that back. It sort of gives you a leverage to then voice your opinions everywhere.
Yeah, it's a lot of rigorous thing. You just mentioned that till 11:30 you've also done her fittings. Yeah, just for the audience, how many average hours or days did it take you to design or style her attire? Or every attire of hers was pitch perfect. How did you manage to get it in? And how short was the span and how long was the span? What did you do?
So Harnaaz got announced as the winner on 30th September. 1st October onwards is when the planning started. And yeah, so literally the next day, and she left the country, I think around the 22nd or 23rd November-ish, sometime around then. So that's about 45 days, which also included her homecoming celebrations as a national pageant winner. She had gone to Amritsar and Chandigarh and all for about a week. She had done appearances in India. She had a lot of press interviews here. There are Miss Universe requirements of photo shoots. So all of those things, her official style file shoot, her official photo shoot entry, all of those shoots plus her main wardrobe. We had about 45 days to pull all of that off, and there were a lot of outfits that went with her.
Wow. 45 days, that's it.
Which included custom made pieces also. So we had some lovely designers who stepped in, and what ends up happening is that while you do marry your vision to the vision of the designer and what they have as ready pieces, and you pick up those pieces that are from their latest collections or some from their previous collections that match the concept and the ideology of the pageant and the beauty of the aesthetic of the girl. But we also had designers who were, there was particular ideas that we had in mind that we wanted Harnaaz to have. So certain designers were like, okay, cool, we'll custom make this for you. And, we sort of brought our aesthetics together, recognized designers who sort of did those type of clothes and brought those together. So it was a fun journey.
Yes, of course. Your 5 best looks of Harnaaz. I have loved them all. I'm sure the audiences have loved. We want to know which designs have you loved.
Oh, wow, that's a tough one. I'll try to pick. I'm going to start with, there was this brocade quad set that she wore when she went to I think she'd gone outdoors. It's a brocade fabric high-waist pants with crop top bralette, which was made by a designer called AAXA. I am obsessed with the pink lehenga of Abhinav Mishra that she wore as a national costume with the umbrella by Reza. She had worn, what else? I love the Pankaj and Nidhi prelim gown that she wore, which was beautiful. Saisha Shinde, who also did the finale gown. There was a lehenga by Varun Nitika, which were my favorite. And one thing that she did not get a chance to wear during the pageant, but she wore it right after she won, was a Savan Gandhi sari.
Thank you for answering this. We are going to make this a little more difficult for you. Who's your favorite designer so far, currently?
Who's my favorite designer? Oh God, this is a very tough one. I'm going to be held against a lot by so many designers for not naming them. On a larger scale, as cliched as it may sound, I think Sabyasachi. He's created very, very solid niche for himself in traditional wear, which is very hard to do. Everything ends up looking similar when brides wear clothes and when you think about Indian aesthetic, but he's created a niche of his own. When you see someone wearing a Sabya outfit, you can tell from a distance that it's Sabyasachi, and to get that benchmark takes a lot. I love his sense of aesthetic.
You've been known to stand for a lot of things, the truth, someone who is not shying away from speaking his mind or his heart. So that's I guess that's completely you. You made a lot of bold choices for Harnaz also. I mean, her styles and everything was just shown who. I mean, it was very clear. This is who Harnaz is. Harnaz was really coming out. In every attire of her. So it's your style was speaking for you if you were not speaking. So that is that. But we have a quick set where you won't get time to think a lot and you'll have to answer those quick questions whenever you're ready.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Okay. So the quick set first question is one thing to swear by when it comes to fashion.
Minimalism.
The person who you've enjoyed styling the most so far.
Every Miss India that I've styled, because they all come as blank canvases, and it's the most fun to style someone who does not come with a preconceived notion of their ego.
Beautifully said. A Bollywood star you would love to style.
Malaika and Deepika and Aditya Seal.
Don't be surprised if Malaika calls you up after this, huh? She's gonna love you. So the next question, moving on. The most creative or bizarre material you've used for styling?
Creative and bizarre material,
or bizarre, whatever.
There was this one shoot that I did where basically the client brief to me came wrong, where they wanted black fabric around the actress/model. Everyone's ready on set and we didn't know what to do. And then I just got sheets of newspaper, stapled them together and made like a tube dress out of newspaper. Yeah, and it worked. They loved it.
Can we name the actress?
No.
Bharat is being very safe. Moving on to the next question. One thing you can't stand when it comes to fashion?
Over accessorizing, trying to follow a trend blindly without realizing whether it suits your personality or no, and trying to be like someone else. And misuse of color.
Harnaz in champagne or Harnaz in silver? There was a conversation happening around that there were two colors and then we all blended the two, something happened. So this question.
More colors, honestly, Harnaz in a color. For me, Harnaz looks beautiful in colors. That's why if you see her wardrobe had neons and pinks and blues and greens and orange, there were a lot of colors. Orange is her favorite color. She calls it her lucky color. So I like Harnaz in colors, but it was just that the finale gown had to be very dreamy. It was eventually a silver gown. I think it was some things are just meant to be. She looked angelic in it.
Yes, and you all did a small orange piece also for her on the inside. What is that story?
So basically, Harnaz was she thought that orange. She's always believed that orange is a lucky color, and then she voiced this to Saisha and I, and then we discussed, and Saisha was like, "Okay, cool. I will incorporate orange in some form in your outfit." So just a little patch of fabric on the inside of her gown. Saisha stitched orange fabric, so she had orange in her gown.
So moving on, style pass and be styled by. Okay, you have to choose the actor that I'm mentioning. And the actors are Alia, Sonam, Deepika. So you have to choose one you could style, one who you could be styled by, and one you would want to pass.
Okay, so
Alia,
you said
Sonam, Deepika.
Alia, Sonam, Deepika. To get styled by Sonam, to style Deepika, and because your third option is pass, Alia. I've given one honest answer. I've not shied away from this one.
Okay, so Alia is somebody. I'm saying it for you. Alia, you would pass.
Only because there's Deepika and Sonam is the other.
Moving on internationally, Lady Gaga, Rihanna, Emma Stone.
Oh wow. Styled by Lady Gaga, because I know she'll do something fun and outrageous, so that'll be a fun experiment. To style Emma Stone, I think she's stunning, and pass the other, Rihanna. I think Rihanna is also quite cool.
Yeah. She's a huge fashionista. There are many more actually, but I think these three stand out in their own way. Completely, they just stand out. And Lady Gaga, when you talk about her, and you said that you want to be styled by her, speaks a lot about how open you are to consuming fashion also. So kudos about that also. Another, moving on, bad makeup, bad hair, or bad attire. One thing you can forgive.
Bad makeup, bad attire, bad hair. Technically neither, but if I really had to pinpoint one, would be bad hair.
Thank you for answering this so honestly, and all of the questions were answered really well. So much authenticity also. The final question here would be, hoping for complete authenticity here also, which one Bollywood celeb you think could carry Harnaz's final gown?
Oh, that's a very interesting one. One Bollywood celeb who'd be able to carry off the gown. Radhika Apte. Very offhandish, not a conventional reply that probably you were expecting.
Beautiful. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't come to your mind. I mean, it's just something so different that you mentioned. I was assuming there is Deepika, Priyanka, and Katrina. Very well said. Moving on to the final question, a very awareness-centric question. How do you think fashion empowers a woman particularly, and why women should give importance to fashion and styling?
That's a huge role that fashion plays. There is a sense of confidence in what you wear, and that sort of exudes in your personality when you meet people. Therefore, you wear a business suit when you go for a meeting, because that's the sort of, it changes your body language. You wear a lehenga with 2 dupattas when you're a bride, because you feel ethereal in it. Each outfit sort of has a purpose, and this is what fashion brings together in that sense.
Beautiful. Every message that you've conveyed throughout the interview was so undying, unapologetic, unconventional, and so are your thoughts. Thank you so much, Bharat, for being with us. This is Harshita Raya signing off via Glassy.